Hi everyone, welcome to Ottawa Tech Media, where we talk all things tech as well as media. Today I have a very special video for you guys. I'm showcasing one of my favorite lights that I own. This particular light comes in a small form factor, but definitely packs quite a punch. I'm actually using the light right now, and it's right behind me. It's actually the blue accent light that I'm using in my studio right now. So without further ado, let's take a look at this light. So this particular light that I've been wanting to showcase now is a light made by Aputure. So let's take a look at what we have in this bag. When I take this out, so we have the charger cable. The light does charge with USB-C as well as wireless charging, which we'll talk about a little later. So we do get a charger cable. We do get two Velcro 3M strips that you can use to adhere the light to different surfaces. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what else we got. And we have a soft rubber or silicone, I guess, diffuser panel that you can use with the light. So I'm assuming it's probably heat resistant. The light does tend to get pretty hot, especially if you're using it continuously for hours. So it's interesting that they included a silicone diffuser panel. So that's pretty cool. We do get a cleaning cloth that you can use to clean the front of the light with. We do have the light here, so you can see how small this little light is. It's probably the size of a card, pretty much. It's about a little over half an inch thick. Possibly 3 inches wide, so it's a really tiny light. This particular light is called the MC RGB W LED light. So let's take a look at this light more closely here so we can talk about the different inputs as well as the different options and buttons that we have on the actual light itself. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a pretty small light. I mean, this is the size of a card. Just for comparison's sake, let me just put the phone next to it again, side by side, so you can get an idea of how tiny this little light is. I actually thought this light was much larger than what I noticed that it was when I ordered this. I thought it was going to be about the size of a phone, but it's way smaller. You do have the Aputure branding right here, as well as a threaded insert here. You do have some vents at the bottom right here to basically ventilate the light itself. The case appears to be made out of metal. One neat feature that I like too, earlier when you saw this light behind me, I actually had it stuck on one of the wall sconce lights. So you do have some magnets right here, and this is also how you charge these lights wirelessly. So if you have a wireless charger, you can use like a Qi wireless charger to charge these lights up. So that is a neat feature. I don't have a wireless charger that I can test this with, but from reviews that I've seen, it's not the fastest charger. So I would recommend just sticking to charging with USB-C. I think that's going to be the fastest and safest approach. I was actually charging this with my iPhone charger, not the actual cable, but the 20-watt fast charger that iPhones that are available for iPhones. So you can use that with the USB-C cable, and it charges it up pretty quick. I think I was charging it for like an hour, and it's pretty much almost full. So you do have wireless charging as well as USB-C charging. And at the same time, if you wanted to use the light with it plugged in, you can go ahead and do so. So there's no issues there. If you do have you can use like a power bank or something like that, and you can power these lights using USB so that it's not using the internal battery. So that's one way you can save on that. So that's one option. So you do have the off and on switch right here. And then you have a dial, which you can use to set things like the saturation, the hue, which is basically how you would change the different colors. So let's turn this on. Look at this. And we're at, let's see, we're at 88% right now. So you do have a little LED display here. Let me turn the brightness down so that it's a little easier to see in the camera. So you do have an LED display right there that tells you the intensity. Right now I have it set to 9%. So even at 9%, this is really bright. So what I'll do is, let me just increase the brightness so you can get an idea of how bright this thing can get. Right. So this is at 60%. And I'm going to have it reflecting on my hand. So we're at 60% right now. And let's just continue to go up. We're at 70. Let me just do this. We're at 84. And now we're at 100. And this is with the orange color. So you can tell how, how bright this light is. And you also have, so let me just turn this back down so that it can focus much better on the camera. So you also have the hue option right there. So when you click on the dial, so you can actually rotate the dial as well as click into it to go to the different options. So when you click into it, now we're at the hue menu, and this is how you pick out the different colors. Right, so let's play around with the hue again. You can see the colors changing. Now we're at orange. We're at sort of what, pink salmon type of color. And we're at 360, purple-ish. So you can get an idea. I mean, you have a wide array of colors that you can pick from. So in addition to hue, you also have a saturation button. So when you click into it, it goes into sat. You can see right there it says sat, and that pretty much is indicating that you can play around with the saturation as well. So I had the saturation down to 50, which is probably why the colors look pretty bland. And I was going to say the gel diffuser panel, but the silicone diffuser panel that you see here is pretty useful too. So it does diffuse the light a lot, so you don't see the individual LED. Let me see. You don't see the actual LED parts right there, because if you look at it like this, you can really see, and it's going to be more of a hard light. So if you're using this kind of like a key light on a camera setup, I would definitely recommend you include the soft box at the top, or the diffuser panel at the top. And you put it like this so that you have access to the controls on the side. And you also want to make sure that those vent holes are not closed up. So we got the vent holes exposed, and we also have the controls exposed on the side right here. Another neat thing too, as all of their lights, Aputure does make it possible to where you can use the Sidus mobile app with this light, so you can control the different things like temperature, and also they have special effects that you can use. So you can even use this in videos to simulate like police cars or things like that, or flashing lights or something. You can do all of that from the Sidus Link app, so you get a lot more control through the app than you do trying to control it through the little LCD panel here. So really love this light. I think it's really worth it even in 2023. I don't know if they're going to come out with like a new version of this light. I really hope they do. This thing is so strong, you can even use it as a hair light. I mean, that's how strong this little light is. So I highly recommend this Aputure light. Obviously there's some options out there on Amazon, but you're getting quality stuff with Aputure, so you don't have to worry about this potentially breaking down the line. So I would strongly recommend going with the Aputure small form factor Aputure MC RGB WW light. Hopefully you found this video informational. I'll link the Amazon link below so that you can also get this light if you're interested. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have, as well as if there are any items that you wish for me to review in detail, please feel free to comment in there as well. Do remember to like and subscribe and share this channel, and I'll have more content coming out for you in the near future. Have a great day.